Hey, Kyle here. In this video, I want to share with you how you can re-enchant your senses and make the world feel more alive. So, in the world today, our perception, our experience, our time is dominated by the beta brainwave state. So this narrow, objective focus on doing tasks, on comparison, on analysis, on kind of routine thinking. But there's another form of awareness that we don't tap into much anymore that actually can re-enchant the world when we practice it in nature, in a forest, in somewhere natural and beautiful, somewhere we can fully relax and we can let go of the city life where we're walking by strangers and that kind of thing, and just be alone in the forest, practicing this alone or with some friends or family. So there's also another brainwave state called the alpha state. And the alpha state is associated with meditation. It's associated with creativity, in that in alpha you have heightened capacity for insight, for intuition, for using your imagination, for basically priming your subconscious for visualization, for affirmations, for mental pictures of what you want to create in your life and what you want to feel when you create those pictures in the real world as real direct experiences. So alpha is this powerful thing, and we can train alpha through meditation, through flow related practices, but the most powerful way to train alpha is just spending time in the forest and tuning into your body. So embodied cognition. So tuning into this feeling sense in your body. So how does this feeling sense work? So most of the time we're thinking. We're analyzing, we're in the past, ruminating or bringing something we know from the past to our present experience to label something or compare something, or we're in the future worrying about something or planning, strategizing. That is the beta brainwave state of consciousness. Alpha, this feeling sense, is about dropping below the neck into this embodied state. And it works really good when you're walking and moving. And what you do is you tune into how you're feeling in your body, your emotional state. And you notice that mindfully without, getting caught up in the emotion and then going off on the tangent of all the things that emotion connects you to. Noticing that emotion, feeling it, but then not rationalizing it in any way. And the brain will do that almost by default. So you want to notice that, and you want to really bring your attention back to this felt feeling presence in your body. Okay? So one of the best ways to start doing this is when you're in nature, ask yourself, how does this forest make me feel? Okay? And then tune in for a minute or so into your body of feeling. What does it feel like to be in a forest? And as your senses scan the environment, you may notice the birds singing. And then ask yourself, how does the bird singing make me feel? And then drop into your body and just feel it for a minute. And listen and feel. So you're connecting your senses with this feeling sense in your body. And it's similar when you see a beautiful tree, or you see an interesting pattern, or you see flowing water. Ask yourself, how does this make me feel? And then feel it in your body, rather than kind of rationalizing that feeling about why you feel that way, or how you felt that way before, or previous experiences you've had in this place, or that kind of thing. You want to just drop into the feeling sense. And the more we feel the world around us through this feeling sense in our body, this felt presence of our immediate experience, the more the world becomes alive. Because the world around us is alive. It is radiating energy. It is breathing. Trees are alive. Plants, mushrooms, birds, the whole world around us is this living, thriving ecosystem that we often don't feel anymore because we've never been taught that. Because there's no class in school on that. In fact, school has very little direct experience of anything. It's all in this box, this classroom, this building that is often completely separate from the outside world. So we need to bring this back into our education, our self-education, the education of our children, where they can develop this feeling sense of how the world, how the natural world, how forests especially make them feel in their bodies. And when you feel deeply, you start to re-enchant your senses. And what happens is, when you focus on feeling, and you get out of this thinking cognition of always thinking, analyzing, always being in the future and the past, and you drop into this felt presence in your body of the feeling sense, you experience this effect called awe, okay? And awe is provoked by experiences of novelty, complexity, and unpredictability. So nature is the ultimate awe-inducing place, okay? Being in a forest, especially being on a mountain, there's so many patterns around us we don't fully understand. Complexity, even ecologists and cutting-edge scientists only understand the tip of the iceberg of how nature really works. We're just on the really cusp of a whole revolution of understanding how nature works, the invisible parts of nature like the mycelial networks that actually make life possible, because we actually have not been able to replicate life inside of our biodomes in any significant way. So we're learning, but this learning is provoked by awe, and awe massively amplifies curiosity. It makes you way more curious to learn, and then it creates this kind of self-perpetuating loop where you just want to learn more, you want to experience more, you enjoy this feeling, and over time, as you develop the feeling sense, the world becomes more alive. You start to feel trees, start to feel plants. I know it sounds crazy to the rational Western mind that we can feel like that, but we can. And there's a whole language of nature that is all around us that we can feel into. But when we're always stuck in thoughts, where we're imposing our conceptions on the world and what we've been taught in school, which has almost always been not through direct experience, it's been through books and lectures and these experts we've never even met, right? We actually develop our own experience, our own felt experience, and this state of awe, which provokes wonder and curiosity. And the more you have awe in your life, the more relaxed you are, the more connected you are, like I said, more curious you are, and you re-enchant your senses when you experience awe. You feel this deeper connection to the mystery of life. Because to the rational mind today, there often isn't mystery anymore, right? It's just like there's a de-enchantment of the world where people get really depressed when they're hyper-rational, when they really buy into this materialistic scientific rationalism, hook, line, and sinker, because it's like, what's the point of life? There's no meaning and purpose. But when you feel into things and you get out of this mind that's always ruminating and analyzing, trying to figure things out to come to certainty and these like end conclusions, you come more alive. And the world, interestingly enough, the more you experience awe, it comes alive. The forest comes alive. You start to notice the vibrancy of life, of colors, of patterns, of trees. You start to feel this connection to the life around you. And it just creates this massively amplified awe, a sense of wonder and curiosity, and that is the wellspring for learning, for the greatest scientists, for the greatest creators, for the greatest inventors. And nature is this powerful place. When we go to a wild place, the wilder the better, ideally where there's no people around, and we just feel into the world. And we spend time just with this feeling sense, feeling in our body, the trees, the plants, the immersive holistic experience of the forest, and asking yourself, how does this make me feel? And then noticing that feeling and really stepping into that feeling. And initially you might notice you have a lot of tension in your body, right? Life today is full of tension. Anxiety, stress, depression, this stuff comes from chronic tension in the body. We hold attention, especially around our belly button. And the more you develop your feeling sense, the more you're gonna be able to release this tension and feel into it. And instead of resisting the tension and perpetuating it in this cycle, you feel into it and you don't judge it, and you're in nature, so you're naturally physiologically relaxing a little bit just being in a forest, and you can feel into this tension, step into this tension, and release it. So nature has always ways it can cure us, it can heal us, it can spike our curiosity, it can make us do great things because we're uber inspired. And we just feel this connection and this aliveness, this enchantment of the world, that we live in this magical and mysterious world that is full of life. And we've only understood the tip of the iceberg. And I believe the next revolution is gonna be in developing this feeling sense, developing this new kind of connection, this new kind of social ecology between people and their environment and how we live, and teaching kids actually how to grow their own food, and actually all these skills that give them self-reliance and give them empowerment and, you know, make them feel like they can do anything. So that's my thoughts on the feeling sense, how you can drop below your neck, this kind of disembodied rationalistic awareness that dominates the West today, into your full body experience, this felt presence of your immediate experience. And the more you practice this, the more you'll develop your feeling sense. And the more you develop your feeling sense, the more awe you're gonna have, the more wonder and curiosity you're gonna have in your life. And this is a powerful way to heal and to catalyze your self-education and your inspiration and your creativity so that you wanna go out there and make changes in the world that are important to you. Okay, I'm Kyle. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a comment or a upvote or a subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and may the forest be with you.